Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Let's talk about Michael Jordan giving $1 million to NAACP and $1 million to a police foundation. Now, my initial reaction was, damn, finally, all the kids dying across America, especially in his pseudo hometown of Chicago. I know he was born in New York or New Jersey or something like that, but he makes millions upon millions of dollars, and he's charging kids $300, forcing them to stay overnight, uh, in silently influencing the black market because he only uh, is giving away a few hundred pairs, let's say, per store, and there's thousands of people that want them. So it builds a supply and demand curve that influences criminal activity. But I thought of an analogy. I've heard Stephen A. Smith. I've heard Carmelo Anthony say it's about time. I heard Max Kellerman, and I heard Kevin I forget his name, Brickestone, on ESPN. And I tend to agree with Kevin. But even more so, let's say Michael Jordan has been silent for 30 years, and we've heard the quotes from his teammate Craig Hodges. We've heard the quotes from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, where he said he chose commerce over conscience. We've heard Michael Jordan say Republicans buy sneakers too. But Michael Jordan, I believe, was pressured into making this decision. One, because Charlotte lost the All-Star game because of the gay laws that went into effect. Two, Carmelo Anthony speaks out and he's on the Jordan brand. And Jordan being in charge still laid silent. And you have LeBron James, you have everyone speaking out. And do I believe it was a sincere? I don't believe it was sincere. But we can't take away the fact that $2 million is still $2 million. I would have preferred it go to a Black Lives Matters grassroots type of affair, but he chose the NAACP, and he didn't choose sides. I don't see in America. They think if you choose sides, you hate the other person. I've competed in college. I've competed on the high school level, never on a professional level. When I'm competing, I hate you. But I've hung out with tons of my competition. We've hung out, gone to clubs. I don't drink or smoke, uh, but I've been able to have celebratory moments with people that I've actually abstained in between competitive lines. So I was taken back that he didn't choose a side. I would have liked to him just giving $2 million to Black Lives Matters or to the NAACP. Everything he did was safe. He didn't go out on a limb. And we know that his father was a victim of, his father was murdered, um, and he's lived with that. But let's take into account the kid in the hood that doesn't have a family. He goes out and commits a crime. And then 25 years later, after he has a rap sheet, his father says, it's time for me to help. Well, the damage is primarily done. The kid can't get a job. He never had a father figure. He has two strikes. He's done 10 years in and out of the pen. He's never had any stability. And that's where we're at now with Michael Jordan. He's laid silent for 30 years, and the damage is already done. Just think about the influence that he and Oprah Winfrey could have germinated in Chicago and spread it worldwide or nationwide. Let's just deal with America. It's, I mean, just think what Steve Harvey has done in Chicago alone, and he's only been there a handful of years. He shoots his TV show there, and he's done some great things, that I know of. And we don't know what goes on behind the scene with Michael Jordan, how much he's given silently. But in his shoes, he needs to not only be a voice, but his presence is powerful. Um, him standing alongside Oprah Winfrey as they're campaigning for President Barack Obama. Like, these are monumental moments that people never ever forget. Michael Jordan's most monumentous moment is probably dunking on Patrick Ewing. We can go on and on. The flu game, hitting the jump shot in Utah on Byron Russell. There's countless memories, but we have no memories of Michael Jordan off the court. We just buried Muhammad Ali, and he was the most influential figure of the 20th century. And Muhammad Ali could have, in theory, passed the torch to Michael Jordan because he ended when Michael Jordan started. I believe he fought Larry Holmes in 79 or 81, somewhere in there. And literally, he could have passed the torch to him. You know, it's just, I'm not excited about Michael Jordan, but I'm like, it's about damn time. And the irony, the truth of it is I'm actually producing a film right now. It's entitled February 17th. And it has, the reason why it's entitled February 17th is because Michael Jordan was born February 17th. Jim Brown was born February 17th, and Huey P. Newton was also born on February 17th. So I'm I'm in production with it now, and I'm talking about they obviously sports greatness, but more so how they attack social issues. And how I have it casted now is Michael Jordan being the asinine, Jim Brown being the middleman, the more contemporary one, because he loved women and he also loved fighting for minorities and black athletes. And three, Huey P. Newton being the extremist as being the leader of the Black Panther Party. So um, I think he deserves criticism. Yes, because that 30-year old child that he has, and we call that child silence, has killed a lot of kids. Has a lot of bastardness has been born because of Michael Jordan's silence. You know, does he need to charge $300 for a pair of shoes? It's a capitalist society, so I can't knock him for that. But what I can say is him laying silent every when many times the shoes come out, a kid gets killed and he says nothing. And then he goes out that night at 7:30 and scores 35 points wearing those same shoes. You know, it's time for him to be an advocate, a physical advocate for change, an agent of change, as we will call it. And I've been very angry at Michael Jordan, you know, because of his silence. I use my platform. Carmelo Anthony uses his platform. Everyone is using their platform, but the GOAT, the God of all sports, lays silent. And you can say what you want to say. Michael Jordan is the greatest athlete in his prime in any sport. I don't care what sport, basketball, football, baseball, soccer, tennis, boxing. Michael Jordan is physically the greatest athlete in any sport, probably of the 20, I would say, of my birth years since 1977. And I've been waiting for this, but now I'm angry. It's part anger, but $2 million is $2 million. I wouldn't say the police need it because everything that the police do, it comes through tax dollars. So I wouldn't, but I'm not going to speak for them. But I would have laughed. I would have enjoyed him just saying, here's $2 million to the NAACP. Here's $2 million to the Black Lives Matter. So, so all the negative attention that Michael Jordan is getting, he deserves. All the positive attention, it's not positive attention. It's like, damn, finally you did something. But it wasn't because he wanted to. Let's be clear. It wasn't because he wanted to. When your son is speaking up against violence and he lives in the same house you live in, you have to support your child, which is Carmelo Anthony. And Carmelo Anthony's response is a galvanizing spirit of this culture. It's about time. So that's how I feel about the Michael Jordan situation. Um, I'm not excited about him helping, but I want to see what he does next. Does it stop at $2 million? Or does he join President Obama and My Brother's Keepers? Or does he join Oprah Winfrey and whatever she does for for the kids in Africa and everyone across the world? Does he join hands with Steve Harvey in his hometown? Does he come and fight with people all across America? But he has to have an action with this $2 million. It's just that's just the reality of it, because in actuality, if you're not giving it to people who fight, the $2 million doesn't have maximum value. So, barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I think my film should be done sometime around January. It's going to be entitled February 17th. I haven't got a subtitle for it yet, but it's funny that he speaks out at this time, and I'm literally working on this film with the editor as we speak. So barbershop conversation, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon, and let me know what you guys think about Michael Jordan. My initial reaction was like, fuck Michael Jordan. Fine, fuck you. It took you 30 years. And who needs your $2 million? But $2 million is still $2 million. So barbershop conversation, guys. Talk to you guys soon, and have a good day. Peace.